Okay, I want to talk about Operation Supplement Safety. You know, it's really big here. So I'm going to give you just the sources and the tools because a lot of people have students or maybe co-workers, peers that are on supplements, but we want to get the facts out. Okay, so this is what we use. It's the Operation Supplement Safety by the Human Performance Resource Center by DOD. Again, the purpose of this is to increase awareness among active duty service members about dietary supplements and to just give you the tools to make smart choices when purchasing supplements. Okay. Again, if any of y'all come to my briefings, I always talk about food first and just use supplements if, to fill in the gap. Okay, so I have some things right here and people can come and get them, and I have some more in my car. But pretty much when people ask, what supplement should I take, or if y'all have AITs asking, what's safe, what are the red flag ingredients, this is where you're going to get your information at. This is the website where you're going to know yes or no, okay? So this is, it looks like this, but some of them come in just a card, just a regular card, and it'll say OPSS, okay? So again, these are the questions. They're going to be on here when you go to the store and ask yourself, well, should I buy these supplements? Okay, first of all, it says here, answer these questions and mark 1 for yes and 0 for no. And then if your total score is greater than 4, it's okay. The supplement is okay. If it's less than 4, it's a no-go. Okay, so first question, are any of the logos at the bottom of this page on the label? That's going to be your USP, stamps, NSF, all those. So look for those, okay? And again, I have a ton of these that y'all can have and pass out to your students or if you all want to keep them. Second question, are there fewer than 5 ingredients in that supplement? Okay, yes or no? Except for gelatin, color additives, and dyes. Okay, so no ingredients listed as blends or proprietary blends. Have y'all seen that proprietary blends or blends in certain products? Okay, what that means is just a blend of something. It could be, for example, somebody said Monster drink, like Monster Blend. When it's listed as a blend, it doesn't tell you how much of that ingredient is in that product. So it's the red flag because you don't know how much of it is in there. Okay. Okay, fourth question, can you pronounce the name of all the ingredients? Okay. Okay, next question is no caffeine or caffeine limited to no more than 200 milligrams a serving a day. A lot of energy drinks may have 500 milligrams or other supplements, maybe pre-workouts, things like that could have more than 200 milligrams. The recommendation for caffeine a day is 250 milligrams or less. Okay, 200 milligrams is about a cup of coffee. Okay, next question is no promise of a quick fix. Okay, that's a red flag. There are no quick fixes. Okay, there's no magic pill. Okay, the next question is, are all daily values less than 200% except for fish oil and glucosamine? Okay, so these are the questions when you want to buy a supplement, ask yourself these questions. If the score is less than 4, it's a no-go. Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
I don't know if it's a question time or not, but
It's fine.
I mean, what do I tell them everywhere? Everyone comes up to me and says, "Hey, sir, because from what I'm seeing, are we trying to discourage the use of supplements?"
Well, the question was, are we trying to discourage the use of supplements? The issue is that supplements are really recommended for something that somebody may be missing in their diet, and they're usually not. Most of America, for example, they are meeting their protein needs. I hardly ever see a protein deficiency. supplements like, a lot of people want to take deer antler, this and that, growth hormones. 18, 19 years old, most of the population in the military is pretty healthy. So supplements, like I said, unless maybe you're vegan or something like that, something that you may be missing.
Would it be beneficial for, like, say, the wing commander to put a policy out that says, abolish that training, do not use supplements?
I would like that, but, I don't think that's gonna go. Because, like I said, I would like, to have that policy, because that's going to be that community impact, is to have policy changes and things like that. I would like to see machines go out the door, but, and that's a good question, because I don't know why, like you said, a lot of people don't do anything because deaths happen. And even then, nothing happens. There's constantly deaths of airmen, pre-workouts, this and that, and there's a death, and then nobody's. So, but that maybe something like you can bring, y'all can bring to your leadership about maybe,
Every time I do an inspection, they're loaded.
Yeah.
It's just loaded. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't know why more.
And they're always little people when you see that too. 400 gallons of protein is 120.
They want to be bigger?
Every time.
But I'm going to go into something in a minute. Okay, about this website, again, it's HPRC, and that's Human Performance Resource Center, -online.org, -OP, Operation Supplement Safety. This is what it looks like. When you go into the website online, this is what it looks like. There's a tons of supplements out there. Pretty much somebody can make it in their own kitchen and then take it to a local nutrition store and sell it. So there's a lot of supplements that I don't even know about. If it's not on this website, I've asked, there's a button called Ask the Expert, and I click on it and I send out the question. I get a lot of questions, like someone saw something from Dr. Oz. I get a lot of Dr. Oz, and I'm like, well, let me look it up. I put Ask the Expert. They answer every single one of their emails. And you just put your email address, and it might take 2 weeks or 3 weeks to get a response, but they will answer you. Okay, again, I just put this on there, but this is on the website too. Now, I'm gonna go over my programs, okay? Of course, we have the weight management program, the Better Body, Better Life class. We had it in August, and I'm gonna redo it again in November. Now, I do want to touch on the performance nutrition and the supplement safety education. The supplement safety education, which I go over, this, and as well as common supplements like creatine and pre-workouts and protein and fat blockers and all that. So the supplement safety and education, it's every second Wednesday of the month. I changed it to from 4 to 5. So if y'all want to tell the students, they're maybe out of class at 3:30 or 4, they can come over. It's going to be in the Hawk classroom. So that's every month. Or y'all can come, as well, and then take information for your students, okay? If, like Ms. Henderson said, she'll be happy to brief at any time or come to you in the evening or whatever, so that's fine. My schedule is flexible, so if y'all want me to come talk, like 6 o'clock in the evening or whatever, I'll be more than happy to do that. Okay, and then performance nutrition, every second Tuesday of the month in the Hawk classroom. Okay. Any questions so far, or yes, ma'am?
The list of ingredients that you had up there, so those aren't prohibited, it's just you're discouraged from taking anything with those ingredients in there. Because we have a page, it's like a 4-page thing that we usually give to the airmen. But is there not just a short list of you should not buy these supplements?
Yeah, it's the list that I've had to not take, that's about 3 to 4 pages as well.
Do what?
The list that I have that, it says, to not take, it's like a 3 to 4 page too. So it may be the same thing
Does
that,
the GNC on base take off prohibited items
No.
off the shelf?
no, that's one thing. Just because it sells on base doesn't mean they can take it.
Why don't,
I don't know if AP's running it or who, but yeah, there's, they can sell something at GNC on base, and that doesn't mean they have to take, they can take it. Okay. Also, we do offer diabetes and high blood pressure, healthy heart classes. So if y'all have spouses that have hypertension, or you yourself has hypertension, or spouses that have diabetes, anybody can get on base, can come to my classes. So again, let family members or anybody know, okay, that these are available. So all my classes are under leadership pathways. Does anybody know how to sign into leadership pathways? Okay, is there anybody who doesn't know? Okay, well, I'm just going to say, it's all you do is go to the Shepherd homepage and you scroll down, and in the middle it'll be a square that says Leadership Pathways, and you click that, and it'll say Target Audience. You just hit all, and then you click a drop-down box, and it'll have all the classes that are offered. Mental health has classes, they have divorce classes, they have healthy thinking classes, they have all types of stuff. Resume writing classes, they have all classes. So my classes are on there, so just click and sign up. Okay, and it'll tell you the time and everything as well. So, okay. All right, so yes, sir?
If somebody has a supplement, can they come to you and have you sign off on it, basically?
Yes,
Some of
sir.
the stuff up there doesn't seem like it's all that reliable. Can you pronounce the name?
Yeah.
That's very helpful.
Yeah, well, some of them, like I said, I would just go over this and, kind of see.
Because a lot of the stuff, if airman takes it, they could determine their career or not for taking the wrong thing. It's illegal. And they didn't realize it because they tried to base it off the website or these questions, you know what I mean? So if they come to you and get a yes or no, they're good, right?
Yeah, what I want them to base it on would be this,
Right, but one of the questions is can you pronounce?
Well, again, these are 7 questions, and you have to, let's see.
Well, is it red flag for you shouldn't take it because it's not good for you, or red flag because it's illegal and end your career? Which one is it?
Well, I mean, of course, there are certain things that is illegal, like ephedra and some stuff that's taken off the market. But I'm sorry, could you repeat that question?
Okay, a lot of the supplements have things in them that are worded differently, or like you said, it's say a blend, things like that. Sometimes they'll try to use whatever list they have to say, okay, is there anything in this that is illegal for me to take, that has been banned from the military? That's banned. If you take it, you get whatever the punishment is. Versus just not taking it because it's not healthy for you, like Monsters or Rock Stars or sodas or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, which red flag is that targeting? The unhealthy red flag or the illegal banned supplement red flag?
This is going to be both, because this is by DOD. This is DOD. Yeah, this is not just whatever, this is DOD. All right. Well, but hopefully, not only, they won't take it because it's illegal, but also, you want to take care of your bodies, your health is, not only your physical and mental, and, all the 4 pillars that we're trying to do. So, okay. Well, thank you so much, and I'll be sure to forward this information to Sergeant Peppers, and that way y'all can get that information. But just come and get some of these, and of course I have a ton more, and if y'all come and see me and want some to give out to your students, I can provide you packs up for them as well. Okay? All right, thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Del Carmen. So who's seen these comments before? These statements? Everybody better raise their hand because it's on the second Air Force Form 3 that you sign when you get here. All right, so now who's seen these before? Yeah. All right, so like I said, the general asks your squadron commander is what I said in the beginning to talk about behavior in the training environment. All right, so I went through the Form 3 yesterday, myself and Sergeant DiBiase, and many of those items that are in there say do not, do not, do not. But here are 3 things that says I will. Okay, so take a second to read those and know that you've already initialed those. That you will do those. I will make certain every student, trainee, or cadet is better off as an airman in person for having been subject to my authority. I will dedicate myself to conduct that is professional and beyond reproach, even under the most trying conditions. Okay, and the third one, I will be worthy of the power and authority the Air Force has granted to me and will use it to only achieve maximum impact in preparing and molding our next generation of airmen. Okay? Along with all the do nots. Do not gamble, do not, all these other things, right, on the second Air Force form. Basically, this is all summed up with when you're dealing with your airmen and you're having issues, or you're counseling them, or you're going to reprimand, or something along those lines, or just in every day-to-day interaction with them, could you walk up and stand in front of the general and tell him why what you just did made that airman better for the Air Force? If you can ask or answer that stuff to your question, then what you're doing is probably correct. All right? I don't want to stand up here and give a 30-minute lecture on all those things that we've been talking about that are inappropriate for the last 2 years or so. But they're still going on, and it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing that there's any information whatsoever on the status of discipline sheet tracker that has to go to the Second Air Force that has a tech training instructor or an MTL's information on there. Okay, and the general's concerned of why, after 2 years of briefing this stuff, that we still have MTLs and TTIs on there. Any concerns with those? Do I need to elaborate any more on that? So when you're dealing with your airmen, just think about that. Before you start to raise your voice, before you send an airman to stand out in the hallway for an hour and a half waiting on you, before you do whatever other crazy thing that you could think of, friending them on Facebook, all those things, could you justify to the wing commander why you're doing that? Fair enough? All right, thank you. That was brought to you by the wing commander. All right, the other thing that the general's been talking about, I've been to several meetings with him over the last couple of days, and things he's brought up when MTLs were involved in that was the divide between tech training instructors and MTLs. There's always going to be good banter back and forth between us, all right? I was an instructor before when I was a staff sergeant / tech sergeant, and there's always banter about who works harder, who's the best of the best, so on and so forth. That's good banter back and forth. But we need to work on this divide between us, okay? We need to work on communication because ultimately the airman is ours from the minute they arrive here on the white bus on Monday until they graduate and get to their next base, right? And that encompasses while they're in the classroom, that encompasses while they're back at the dorm, so on and so forth. So the general has charged us with closing that divide between TTIs and MTLs. So, like I said, I think the main thing there is just communication. Letting the tech training instructors know what you do and what you do for them to help them out. And the same thing, the instructors letting you know what they do for you and helping out with the ultimate goal of getting that airman through this tech training and onto their permanent assignment. Fair enough? All right. All right, and then the last thing. Recently there was an incident, and I just want to very briefly talk about this. If an airman comes to you for help, and they're asking to go to one of those agencies out there, mental health, to talk to a chaplain, something along those lines, don't dig too deep, okay? They've already asked for help at that point. They're asking for somebody that has expertise, most likely beyond your capability. Just make sure they safely get to that organization, whoever that happens to be, all right? I know that you want to help as much as you can, but you have to remember, and Colonel Froelich said this the best, you know, put yourself in that airman's position. When you're asking that airman a question, they know you're a staff sergeant, tech sergeant, master sergeant, and they feel like they need to tell you everything, where maybe they don't need to if it's something involved, you know, personally to them, and something they would only feel comfortable talking to a chaplain or something along those lines. All right, so don't dig too deep. If they've already come to you and asked to go see a specialist in that, whatever that area of expertise happens to be, they've already made a huge step, right? So just help them get to that point, and we'll press on. All right, any questions? We got our debts online, that's why we're taping this, so hi debts out there. So any questions that would be relevant for the group for the debts, and then when they're done, I'll cut that off, and we got some Shepherd specific stuff that we need to talk about. So anything that would be relevant to our debts that anybody has a question about, or relevant to the MTL career field as a whole? Yes?
Sorry, I forgot to ask the lady. So is there an actual specific list of banned NAM-brain substances like this is Hydro Plus? Hydro Plus is banned from military people. Is there an actual list?
Yeah, so the question, just so they could hear on the video, was, is there an actual ban list of substances? And it is. It's exactly what you were talking about, the 3 to 4 page list, right? It's been banned by the Air Force. Go ahead. Yeah, it's also on the MTL SharePoint site, the official list of banned items. Okay, so I think she may have been a little bit confused on the questions, the way we're asking them. The red thing she had, all that was is stuff to make you healthy. All right, that you shouldn't take. They were not healthy. That's what this red thing is for. All right, that list is the DoD approved, banned list. I don't know if that's the proper. That's the stuff you cannot use on that list. Fair enough. There is a list. Yeah. Clarification on that. On that list is a list of ingredients. So if that ingredient is in there, it's not by product name. Anything else for the group? All right, thank you guys. Stay put for a second.